more and more set of tools is being developed. We hear about artificial intelligence, virtual assistants and stuff, and recommendation engines and stuff like that. I think the word is sexy nowadays. It's sexy because you can socialize with it really well because, like you said, everyone travels.
Neoncube, 6 reasons to do it.
To do it or IT.
One of the reasons is Jacek Nosal. Who is that guy?
I would say that he's a clever guy that somehow ended up in that company and
That is interesting. Somehow, no? I want to
Somehow,
know why.
somehow.
Why you join and why you stay. Because it's not the company you just joined 3 years ago or 2 years ago. It's something what you now can say it's your life.
it's kind of crazy story how we ended up working in the same company at the same time. It's also a special story because I rejoined that company. So you don't you don't always take the same road, and I took it. The day before I joined, I realized that I will be going to a different project, which to be honest made me quite angry because it wasn't supposed to happen. I started complaining at day one, but just after we met, we started to work, and it sort of, went.
Yeah, great attitude. Just join to the team and start complaining.
Yeah.
So how you persuade them to union somehow a group to build another company?
At some point, everyone thinks about your company. It has to be your company.
Okay.
And it sold itself. It was Michał's idea to think about this business, but we had no complaints and just joined him along the way and built that.
What is Neoncube?
The idea was to create a workspace for ourselves and to others that we find friendly and to make money out of it.
A lot of companies tell us the thing that they are, friendly environment. They are just friendly company. They try to create the great relationships in the team, but that's only words. But I know, because we've met, and I can be honest that we've met, and I've met your team. That's true. That's not a lie. How you did it? How you achieved that goal?
We were friends at the very beginning, so that was it. And not to sound cliche, I think what I said previously, the idea was to create a workspace that we would like to work at. What I mean by that is that I want to be a boss to someone that I would like to have one day. Hopefully, or maybe not, but
so how can you define that attitude?
Easygoing, approachable person that is very direct in communication.
How you would define that your core target group?
Right now, we try to aim at 3 areas, which are Mediatech, Traveltech, and Medtech companies.
Oh, very interesting. And why Mediatech?
We have some experience in it and we liked it. We worked with quite big companies in that area. What it means is that we helped to grow mature projects that were used by many, many users. The maintenance and support of that businesses, which was our job to do, was also really, really difficult to design, to maintain, to persuade our clients that we are good for it. It's a stressful job. It's a positive stress because where the success tastes really, really good.
So what was the biggest problem that you solved on that area?
The biggest problem, we migrated our clients' infrastructure to AWS. It's a big TV company, and we later tried to use some of new ideas that at that time they were not that mature, but they seemed really well. What I mean by that is that we had to design infrastructure that will serve application for thousands and thousands of users, even millions, with new set of tools that for a year or so turned out to be one of the biggest projects in that area in London region in AWS. The biggest thing I would say was to migrate old stuff to the new stuff, which is AWS Lambda, that we, I think, mastered along the way, which was really satisfying when it comes to technical stuff. And as for the business stuff, it turned out well. Client was happy. The project is still growing and growing. I'd say that was the biggest challenge. Yeah.
Migration is a big challenge also in the real world, but you've got another challenge in the migration from to cloud, yes?
Yeah.
For whom is that process like? Why we should pay attention of that?
If you are doing or working with a serious business, you have to consider cloud solutions at some point. If you don't, then you're just pushing this problem back in time. You're not avoiding it completely. Right now, for the broader audience, that's the safest choice because the way those providers grow their businesses, how they develop new features there and stuff like that.
I want to ask you about the Traveltech also because it sounds very interesting, and I think that kind of area of business is growing because the people are traveling and there are a lot of new things there.
I think the word is sexy nowadays. It's sexy because you can socialize really well because, like you said, everyone travels. Now more and more set of tools is being developed. We hear about artificial intelligence, virtual assistants and stuff, and recommendation engines and stuff like that, which help travel tech businesses to do what they do, either to find something that's better, cheaper, or something like that, or to basically use those tools to help the clients to know their clients better in a way. So
how you would define the target group from that area, like from Traveltech? Who is the client? Who's the people who need you?
Okay, so in our case, these are small Traveltech startups that we wanted to help grow. It's easier to create and maintain like this friendly relationship with a small company.
Why?
Because for them, you are, in our case, the only provider. They are small. We are quite small. It's like going to a squash match with a friend. It's more natural. It's more natural. I can always, even on Saturday, on Sunday, take the phone and ask our clients something from those small companies, and they can do that as well. And it doesn't mean that we worked all the time, but there are some issues that are happening that are vital for their existence, for those companies who struggle with the pre-seed, seed rounds and stuff like that, we like to be a part of, and we like to help them. It's a more dynamic environment of business that we feel comfortable at that. And like I said, this branch of business is sexy because everyone travels. And
so what kind of challenges those clients are facing of, like how you could define it?
Even if you take such a small thing like finding a hotel, it sounds simple, but if you look at it realistically, it's not. There are lots of providers who offer their hotel databases. There's lots of big companies who solely exist for the purpose of offering like the API for the hotel services. So there's lots of integrations for our clients that scare them. That's where we come in, and we help them select the proper ones, work closely with those providers. In our case, those projects are a little simpler. They're Mediatech ones, but the business logic there is it's much more complicated given their nature because of multiple integrations, multiple set of tools, and stuff like that. And each client for most Traveltech companies is much more unique. You not only pay money for, I don't know, a coupon or something. You pay the money for the whole service, and some stuff may happen. Reservations may get cancelled. Dates may change. The processes are much more complicated there.
What is the most important values for you personally when you are thinking about the new cooperation, about working with the new clients? What values you really want to share with your clients?
There's actually one value. To me, personally, it's ownership. I like to work with people who take their job seriously. What I mean by that, they treat me with respect. They treat the work that we do together, because in the end, we are working together on a project that I might be doing for them, but they still have to, I don't know, come up with something, meet with me, help me understand their business. So I like to work with people who have the good sense of ownership in regarding to areas that they work at, and that's like the most obvious value to me.
It's like a reflection of your company. Like this is something what you.
That's something I can say about us. You have to ask our clients, but I like to think that it is.
But you've got some reason to believe of that because there are 6 reasons to work with you.
That's true. Given our history and expertise, I would say we focus on that a lot. We talk about it a lot. So I would say, and I like to think that in that case, it's a reflection of our company as well. Yeah.
What is the biggest challenge for you, like an entrepreneur?
The biggest challenge is to stay in the business and grow, and maybe not grow, to always think about improvement. That might be a small thing. You don't have to necessarily grow and focus on money or stuff like that. It's a factor as well, but I think the biggest virtue is to improve constantly, and either technically or in business areas. We had pandemic, which helped us switch to remote work. We had to learn that. We had to adapt a little, use some new set of tools, maintain relationships across some distance, which is not that easy. Me personally, I really miss working with those guys directly. I live in a different city, so we mostly communicate either by phone or chat or something. And so I would say the best thing, the biggest factor for us is to improve.
That's another time, like third time when you mentioned something about communication, relationships. Previous one was ownerships. There are very soft skills, soft values, but for you, I can say it's like main values. Like that kind of things are the most important in-house, like when you try to describe your company, but also when you try to describe your partner. Based on your experience, can you say that kind of factors, like that kind of things, really make the difference when you start cooperating with someone?
I think so, yes. It speaks for itself because everyone wants to work in a good environment, and since we operate with different clients from different countries, we have to set some boundaries. For us, it's communication, ownership, and basically treating ourselves with respect. I know it sounds cliche, but trust me, in the end, maybe I feel a little bit old right now for the first time in my life, but in the end, when you go to sleep, you forget about this cloud, you forget about the money you made. If you have people that you can communicate well with, that you feel that will do everything that they can to do your best job and not screw their parts, then you can just sleep calmly and that's it, and wake up the next day and work with that. And it's that simple. To
That's interesting that you mentioned about that, because there are like hundreds and thousands of software houses, tech companies, and all of them try to say something about their great product, services, how great their processes are. But you just look at this from the different angle.
Keyword is the ownership mentions. Since there is 6 of us that build this company, we have slightly different positions than like usual workers. We tend to worry a little more. We tend to work a little more. We pay attention to the other areas, not just those technical aspects or stuff like that. So this ownership again is what I like to see in our clients as well.
Thank you very much, Jacek. That was a pleasure to speak with you. I cross my fingers and see you in the future.
Thank you.